Oh, looking at hockey on Pat.
Wow, real loud. Real loud. Really?
You're just really enthusiastic.
Oh my goodness, I'm awake.
Wait, is it loud now? Or is it really?
That sounds fine.
Oh,
Just that first one was a little...
Way to go, team. Yeah, that first one, yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I pressed the intro button and nothing played, so I go to 25%. And then we're all sorts of all over the place right now, so that's great.
We are.
Hello all, welcome to Hockey on Tap podcast. This is episode 144.
Thank you for quieting that a little bit.
There we go.
There were a bunch of different titles: Red Zone Hockey, Hockey Madness. I don't know, but basically tomorrow we're gonna have a lot of hockey on the television, which is pretty good.
Yeah, we are.
We're brought to you by Primetime Radio, courtesy of Mr. Samwu. I am behind the glass today. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Leave us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind, gentlemen. What are we drinking?
I guess I'm next to Billy Dean, so I'll go first. I have good news. I kicked my cider keg finally, so that's good news.
Hey, all right.
Hey, that opens up a tap in preparation for a winter beer. So now I am tasked with finishing my Sixtel of 60 as my pre-pod beer, but my pod beer, I'm going with. Oh man, it's gonna make tomorrow a really interesting day. A tropical double crushed by our favorite.
Oh, there it is.
In Cape May, if you can see it. Boom. It's too right over here. Drinking out of my frequent filler mug, which I will fill up now. Yeah, that's my beer. Tomorrow's going to suck.
Nah, it'll be fine. I had one a couple weeks ago. It was wonderful.
Yeah, but you're not.
Speaking of,
you're not pre-gaming your double crushed at 60 though.
That's a good point. I didn't do that.
There's only one idiot. There's only one idiot here, and it's not any of you guys.
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I'm going back to one of my old reliables too, Toppling Goliath. Pseudo Sue, which probably everyone has had, but this is a Peacherine dry hop Pseudo Sue, which I've never heard of Peacherine before until I found out that it is an actual hop. Yeah, the Peacherine hop says ferocious aromas of peach and tangerine. And there might be some little sea monkeys floating in this, so I have to gently invert.
We'll do Shroom first, and then mine, and then we'll talk a little bit about some, because I have some questions. Beers. I mean,
do we have to?
So why not discuss a little bit about it?
Mine's gonna be quick. I've been under the weather, so I'm just drinking a little bit of Liquid Death. Maybe they'll become a sponsor.
Ooh, yes, please sponsor our podcast.
They won't, but you never know.
You never know.
When you have Shrimp's face, and it's. He's big at brownies last week.
Seriously.
Diarrhea last week, and what do you have this week?
No. But I said that you were. I said the last week you were making brownies for your mom for her birthday. Did you make her brownies?
Yeah, of course I did.
I promised them for her. So
hash brownies. We love them.
Hash brownies. Very nice. Yeah, nice. All right, so I'll go quickly, and then we'll get into this a little bit. But for Alicia, thank you. This is from Montenegro. It's a craft beer, and it's a Brat Decon. It's an Oktoberfest. So
are your hands enormous, or is that beer really tiny?
It's a regular.
Chody?
It's a 12. It says 0.33 liters. So I guess this should be a 12 ounce, right? It's essentially a 12-ounce can.
I don't know. It looks a little.
It does look like I got bear paws, but I don't think it's
that's
that
what I'm saying. It looks like looks a little girthy.
It looks girthy. It looks a little thick there.
It's all girth in this household.
Jesus Christ.
Let's get on tap for today's episode. Wow. Here's our weekly snapshot. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of hockey, and
not tonight.
We're all excited. Not tonight. Tomorrow night.
Tonight's quiet. Tonight's quiet.
All 32 NHL teams will be in action tomorrow. You only have one game tonight, which is not a very good one.
And one Wednesday.
Who's playing tonight?
So tonight
Buffalo
you have Montreal at Buffalo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tied 1-1.
Okay.
Did I see who scored in that game? Who scored in that game today?
Wow.
Who scored for
Buffalo?
I think Cousins scored for Buffalo.
Oh, it was Cousins. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Cousins.
JJ happy. JJ's happy.
Oh, I just want to ask. So,
Okay.
we talk about
Ask
beers,
away.
and we give our recommendations on, some of our best breweries, or, even just,
Mhm.
local establishments to frequent. We do the Untapped app, which is one of our favorites. We go in and you can leave
You do?
rankings.
You guys do?
Well, a lot of
Shorts
us
guy
do.
won't accept a damn friend request. Maybe he would.
Yeah,
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 Right, I
apparently,
won't.
apparently we're not real friends.
yeah, not real
I guess
friends.
not.
You're not friends until you're
So
friends on Untapped.
I know
true.
I'm a terrible friend.
So
I'm terrible.
on Untapped, Stephen, why don't you give a little rundown of Untapped real fast, and then I'll ask you guys some other questions.
In a nutshell, it's a way to keep track of your beers. They do a lot of fun promotions and whatnot. They will promote different breweries, different
Yep.
bars that have events, and you check into your beer, you give it a rating. You can give it a flavor profile if you want to. You don't really have to. I downloaded it. I remember the first time I downloaded it was to there's so many beers out there trying to keep track of what I like and what I don't like,
What you've had.
and whether I've had something before or I haven't had something before. So it's just a way to keep a good way to keep track of that, and also a good way to keep track of beer releases and local breweries. And if you're in an area, another good way to find breweries in the area wherever you might be. So just a great app. It's fun and it's very useful if you're into the craft beer scene. Even if you're not in the craft beer scene, if you're checking into 5-6 beers a quarter, it's still something, and you can still keep track of things that you like, and remember if you like something and get it next time, or if you hated something and not get it next time.
And they do have everything from. Go ahead, Schwartz.
I was gonna say, or you can be like me and drink the same
And just-
stuff over and over again.
And just ignore the app.
I mean,
Just
there's
ignore the
tons of
app,
people that use the app for, and this is not an Untapped ad. It's just,
Skinner's
more
good.
of just broad base of how we, beers and what we get into and how we do it. But you can use different apps to not only check into a single beer, but you can do it multiple different times and continually rate different beers, whether you've had it on draft or in a can or a growler or a crowler or
Taster.
a taster and a
Cask.
flight, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pretty cool stuff, and just more of we're obviously North Jersey, northwestern Jersey to be precise, but we travel a lot. We try to get different beers in different areas. Delaware or the island, or we've went to breweries right in Arizona and some other places.
Yeah, we did.
But,
That was a good time.
yeah, but just to get out there and try beers at different places and giving them ratings, and it's really to promote that beer. If you like it too, it's giving it a good rating of 5. I think they do it by 0.25, so from 0 to a 5 is the ratings. But any and I got it because Steve, I want you to talk about Pseudo Sue, but I've always wanted to find places where you can get certain beers, and there are also other apps out there that can give you ideas of where beers are in stores. And if you like something, you can try to find that throughout New Jersey, or if you want to search for mileage, you could base it off mileage to get other things. So I just a couple people have asked, hey, where do you guys get your beers? All different things, and it's just if you have a sister-in-law that goes across the country or around the world and brings you back beers, that's one way. But if you go to your local establishment, you can find different things, and then if you do like them, go and find them using apps online and finding a little more. So a little more into beers and stuff.
It helps you network also for there are groups that do beer exchange. So you will have people who you can connect with people, and there are breweries and different beers that don't distribute. So if you something popular and just doesn't come out here towards the east, that's brewed somewhere in maybe Seattle, California, something like that, you can hook up with these people, and you can actually exchange beers. So stuff from here for them for over there. So it's cool. I mean, it's like the uses are endless as far as beer goes. I mean, it's brilliant. Whoever came up with this app.
I just had just a wild thought, because this is going to be really cool, and I'm checking now. It's not yet there, but I'm going to be associated with the beer that's on Untapped shortly, because
Yes,
Crew Brew is going to be on Untapped.
That's true.
How wild is that? How wild is that?
Cool.
I cannot wait. Which I really hope you guys come to our launch party on November 10th.
Yes, I need to make it out there.
I believe we all need to be there. and then someone's going to have to drive Shorts Guy home.
Just quickly, also Untapped or just in general beer rating sites don't always just have beers. It's seltzers, it's ciders, it's mixed drinks that are canned by certain breweries, or you can find a bunch of stuff. I even
No, they don't do
added
canned
my own
cocktails
beer.
on there.
I've seen.
No, it's
thought
literally
they did,
beer, seltzer, cider. That's it.
What did I just see? That
Really?
I put in there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
Those dogfish cocktail things aren't on there?
No.
Yeah,
Canned cocktails. No.
Maybe not.
No.
Well,
I remember you
But,
tried to cheat the system, and Untapped actually messaged you and
I
told
did.
you that
They did.
I don't know what they were going to do to you, but they gave you a warning of some kind.
Well, they just took it off. Is what
Stop
they did.
using our app.
Yeah, no, they took it
Yeah,
off.
well,
I've had the most out of all you guys, so they like me. I check into everything.
Wow, you've had more than me. That's an accomplishment.
Degenerate alcoholic. All right, the end of beer. But yeah, for anyone that's interested, please take a look and try
Untapped
different things.
yes.
Let us know about it.
Recommend it to anybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and I assure you, if you try to friend me, you'll just be in purgatory.
Yes, all four of us are. All three of us are.
We're all
Don't even
friendship
look for it.
purgatory with Shorts Guy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about the hockey coming up, lots of games, and it's exciting for a hockey fan. I also mentioned that throughout this week, 'cause there's going to be 3 ESPN games tomorrow. I don't have the schedule up, but I can get it up in a second. But officially, there's going to be 17 games nationally televised this week in all, including those Frozen Frenzy games tomorrow. The Flames are going to play the Oilers in the Heritage Classic, and leads me to Connor McDavid, who's going to be out for a couple weeks based off of an upper body injury he received in last week's game. He's kind of ruled out that he might not. He might not be ruled out of this game. He might be playing, so that'd be something exciting to get in an outdoor game and to be around for your team. What do you guys? So obviously, 17 games. Any qualms? Any concerns? What are you guys thinking in terms of
what happens when you divide? What happens when you divide 32 by 2? What do you get?
About?
32 divided by 2 is how many?
6. High level maths.
Okay.
Okay, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about.
16 games, not 17 games. There are not 34 teams.
No, I said 17 games nationally televised this week.
Okay.
Throughout the course of the
not
week.
Just tomorrow.
I think,
See, if you actually listen to me once in a while, you understand what I'm saying.
I heard tomorrow.
No, you don't listen to
17 games tomorrow.
You don't listen to what I say because you're a snooty Penguins fan.
You need to turn rewind. I think you need to turn your volume up. That's the problem. We couldn't hear you.
I'm just gonna scream even louder.
It wasn't loud. It wasn't loud enough.
I'm taking my.
I'm gonna mute Steven. On Tuesday, ESPN, you got Toronto at Capitals. That's a dud, unfortunately. You have Boston at Chicago because, God forbid, Connor Bedard doesn't play on the national scene for multiple games. Obviously, he's really good. But and then you got Philly at Vegas in the 11 p.m. Also, all 3 games suck, huh?
11 o'clock. Oof.
Yeah. It was 6, 8:30, and 11. And then Sunday, you're going to have Tim Hortons Heritage Classic, Flames at Edmonton Oilers. Other nationally televised games today, you have Canadians at Sabres. Not great. Tuesday,
that's it.
You got Devils at Montreal. They're going to be on TSN and MSG. You got Buffalo at Ottawa Senators. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just you got a bunch of games throughout the week that are going to be pretty interesting. And yeah, more hockey. It's good stuff.
I am kind of bummed that it's all these games tomorrow night, and we have 2 games tomorrow night to play instead of being able to watch.
Our game is right at prime time. We're at 8 o'clock.
Right at prime time, 7 o'clock, 7 and 8 tomorrow. For
7
us,
and 8. Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to play the whole Bone Storm game.
Is Bone Storm second game?
We're the 8 o'clock.
Okay, so I should be out there by the end of the first, at least, because we two plays beforehand, and I got completely out of my goalie gear in less than 5 minutes last time. So that's an accomplishment in itself.
That'll be good. You'll be ready by warm-ups. You'll be good
That's not bad.
by the end of our warm-ups.
It's a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good. Dead air. It's great.
Yeah,
Do you want to donate that money now, sir?
No, I'd rather.
In some good, pro injury news, Andrei Svechnikov is closer to being 100%. He's nearing his return to the Hurricanes. He obviously missed last season out since July with knee surgery. He missed most of the playoffs of the Hurricanes. Obviously, one of the more 23 years old, which crazy. I feel like I've seen Svechnikov's name for.
I feel like he'd be older.
10 years.
He's only 23.
Right? Yes, 23, and one of the more dynamic. He's scores, playmaker, hits. He does a lot of things in the NHL, which obviously are a big help to the Hurricanes. So it looks like he might be returning sometime soon. Same thing. Obviously, McDavid's out. Taylor Hall's week to week for Chicago with shoulder injury. Burakovsky's out 6 to 8 weeks. He had surgery. And then Buchnevich looks like he's going to be coming back from an injury from last week. So a couple NHL injuries that hope to get better and get going. Alex DeBrincat, 3 stars of the week. He had 5 goals, 3 assists, 8
Detroit
points
are rolling.
in 4 games. Yeah, Detroit is doing extremely well. Sam Reinhart, 5 goals, 2 in 3 games. He also had an assist. He's been on fire. And then Alex Georgiev, 3-0 last week, 1 shutout. He's been man in the net for Colorado. And, obviously when you're that loaded, you can play pretty much anyone, and they do pretty well. But Georgiev's played, exceptional. And the shutout obviously, shows that a little bit.
Even I would be mildly successful playing on that Colorado team.
It's true. You might be.
I would be.
And we know you stink.
Shut it. Hey, at least I don't put goals in my own net.
That's true.
True. That's very true.
It is true. I said that's true. All right, so let's go quickly through East, Metro, West, where we're at with standings. Boston 5-0 figures that I say they're going to be out of the playoffs, and they're immediately off.
I thought they were going to suck too. Everyone thought they were going to suck.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, everyone was hoping, but they're Boston.
Still early. Everything is still very early.
Yeah,
it's still only 5 games in.
Yeah, they're tied with Detroit, 10 points in the Atlantic. Buffalo Sabres, 4 points. They're sitting at 8th. In the Metro, Philly leads the division with 7 points, which is very funny. Rangers, Columbus, and then Capitals stinking it up with 3 points and sitting in last. Pittsburgh, sorry, Steven, you have 4 points. Central, Avs also 5-0, so 2 5-0 teams. 1 6-0 team. Vegas Golden Knights 12 points. Vegas is
give them the cup already. Give them the cup right now.
And they're the first team to go start a season 5-0 after winning a Stanley Cup, I think.
Yep. Yeah. And
was
obviously now
stat
they're
of
the
theirs,
first team. Yeah, first team to go 6-0, obviously, since they keep adding them. The San Jose Sharks 0-4-1. 1 single point.
They are
abysmal.
They might not win a
bad.
game.
They're
they will.
13 goal differential.
Well, they certainly hung Mac Black out to dry when he made over 50 saves in a 2-1 shut. If it was overtime or shootout, I don't know, but they lost. He got them at least to overtime or a shootout, made 51 saves, and he loses. Again, I still like to. I think that rule needs to be invoked. You make more than 40 saves. You lose, you select a teammate, and you punch them in the face.
Get to kick them in the cup with your skate.
Sure. They deserve it.
Slap shot right to the cup.
Slap. Yeah. What was it? Was that Jackass that
yes.
Was PK Subban that hit the guy in the cup? Yeah, very funny. Steven, your favorite goaltender in the world, Jonathan Quick, leading the league in goals against average. So
I'm impressed.
Quicker, yep, very impressed. Alex DeBrincat leading the league in points with 12. He's been on fire. 6 goals, 8 assists. 8 goals, 4 assists.
Whose fantasy team is he on? I can't remember. Whose fantasy team is he on?
Is it yours? Yeah, that's
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's mine.
Dylan Larkin, second in points with 11. He's got 3 goals, 8 assists as well. And then Jack Hughes, 4 goals, 6 assists for 10 points. He's tied with
Hell yeah.
A couple other
fantasy team is
guys
he on?
sitting at
Whose
10.
team is he on?
Also, short guy. It's
no.
amazing you haven't won a game.
I know, right? My team sucks. I got 2 of the hottest
As
scorers
bad
in the
as
league, and my team can't get a win.
Yep. So yeah, just a couple stats. All right, so got a couple things. That's a question for you guys. Which draft style do you like better? Because the NHL is sent a memo to their teams basically asking, do they want to decentralize the draft? Meaning, kind of what the NFL does, right? Where players just go to the draft, the commissioner's there, they walk up, they get the hat, blah blah blah. Instead of where the NHL does it, if anyone doesn't know, they pretty much bring their entire club, 20 guys get to come around and sit around a table, and the player comes up, and a lot of the times you'll have players sitting in the stands that haven't been drafted yet. It's the 6th, 7th round. Would you guys rather see something like that, or do you kind of like how the draft is the way it is?
I honestly don't care.
I like the draft. I enjoyed the draft
I like the way it is.
It's fun. I mean, having gone to one when it was in New Jersey, it was definitely fun to be at. It was, it's an event, and I think that it allows those 6th, 7th round guys, if they're there, to be able to go up on the stage and kind of have that little moment, get their jersey. I don't know. I like it. I like it how it is. Plus, it gets everyone together, and you get some talking in between the teams, going back and forth from the tables.
Trades.
I mean, there weren't as many.
But...
I know there weren't as many trades as we'd like to see, but I would like to see more trades.
Agreed. Shrum, you said you liked it.
I like it, the way it is, because it's different from the NFL. I don't want to be like the exact same thing that the NFL does. I don't know. They'll probably. I could see them switching to it, but it's like the NFL. It's like the most popular sport in America, so they got to do all that crap with it. But I just like that it's a little that it's different. So you keep it the way it is. It's different from everything else, and just, I don't know what kind of tweaks they could do to maybe improve it a little bit, but I don't know. It's the way it is. Oh yeah, definitely. How much time do they have in between picks? Is it like they have like 2 or 3 minutes or something where they're on the clock?
It depends.
Yeah, but
it depends. The first round is so wildly different than rounds 2 through 7.
Yeah,
like rounds 2 through 7 go like this because round 1 they got to put all the extra crap in between the draft picks and and show 18 different videos of Bedard before he's. It's just, I don't know.
And they take the full time to draft Bedard, which is unnecessary.
Well, because the network told them that. The network told them,
which is annoying.
That. Network's like, listen, we've got 90 seconds of whatever it was, video that we want to build this up. Everyone knew it was going to be Bedard. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like with every single new concept or whatever concept they come up with, it's like they're trying to market to an audience that does not exist. Because there is
especially
no
when
way
it's
a single
on ESPN, nobody's watching it.
No random average Joe is flipping through the channels, is not an NHL fan, comes across the draft and is going to sit there and watch it. And some of it is like targeting those people, but they're not ever going to do it. And then the actual diehard fans, they know what they want, and they don't want that nonsense. I mean, we watch it anyway. Of course, we're going to watch it anyway because we kind of have to. It's just like the award show and everything else. I mean, and the skills competition, the All-Star game, all that other stuff. It's like they just keep marketing to people that just don't exist. And I don't know like who the peer review or whatever sort of review goes through when they come up with these ideas, but I can't think of the last time they came up. What was the last time they came up with like a truly great idea for marketing or anything really?
Winter Classic.
Marketing especially.
Winter Classic
was probably the last great idea.
How long ago was that?
And then they did way too many. Way too many of them.
Yeah.
And now most people are sick of them. And
Stadium Series, Heritage Classics, Winter
too many.
See, the Heritage, I like the Heritage Classic, and I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, Canada doesn't get a Winter Classic. Yeah.
every year I want to watch it, and every year I'm like, oh man, it's March. When's the Heritage Classic? Oh, it was October, and it's on
It's been
TBS
over
this
for a
year.
while.
It's on TBS this year, which I don't know if it's had a national broadcast for the United States ever, at least to my knowledge, because I always miss it. But I'm watching it this year. I'm making a point on Sunday to sit down and watch the Heritage Classic, which is it's what I finally want to do. I'm finally going to be able to get to do it. It's that I like the Heritage Classic. I like the Winter Classic because it's become kind of like a family tradition on New Year's Day to watch the Winter Classic.
That's it. That's all you need.
That's it. I'm not going to complain that I get to see my Devils play at Giant Stadium this year against the Flyers. And it's looking like, as of right now, it's going to be a much better game than I think we were all expecting because of the Flyers doing somewhat decent.
I wouldn't count on that lasting until
January. I'm saying as of today, it looks like it could potentially be a better game than we're assuming. But I'm looking forward to going to that game, because I'm sorry to say, Steve, but your Penguins have been in way too much. The Flyers.
I'm not going to argue. I'm absolutely not going to argue that all of the outdoor games targeted the biggest markets, all of them, and it didn't matter how many times they reused them. Chicago was in a ton. Boston
every other year, and they're going to be in every other year. It's going to be Chicago and Boston now. It's going to be Chicago, Boston. Chicago, Boston.
What sucks?
Granted, they're good. They're good areas. Granted, they're great markets because they have fan bases throughout the entire country. So everyone's going to watch them. So I mean, as a marketing standpoint, it's smart to put those guys out there because you're always going to get big ratings on them. But yeah, at the same time, you got to have these other teams. You got to expose these other teams. If you keep exposing people to the same thing over and over and over again, they don't know that other teams even exist. Other players even exist, and you have some superstars out there that people need to see. And I mean, granted, I think Crosby. I think he took on his role as the NHL ambassador very, very well, and still does. But there is more to the league outside of Crosby. There's more to the league outside of Ovechkin, and people need to see that. And the average American has no idea who Connor McDavid is, and that to me is mind blowing. They certainly don't know who Jack Hughes is. And even you go farther out to the Midwest or whatever, they probably have barely any idea who Jack Hughes is, and he's now he's going to be a perennial Hart Trophy nominee. And it's just they're not promoting anybody. It's just the same. They just throw they regurgitate the same crap over and over and over again. Yeah, well, now it's going to be Bedard is now in Bedard's now in Chicago, so you're going to see so much of him. Yeah. You're not seeing McDavid because it's Edmonton, and they just don't want to market a Canadian team in America. But this is what we're getting, and it's the same thing with this whole red zone hockey frenzy, hockey bukkake, whatever they want to call this. This thing that they came up with.
I think they're going with that last one. I think they you think about it, and it's okay, maybe this could the concept. You're like, okay, you think of red zone is kind of cool, but there's so much downtime and so much that doesn't happen during a football game that you can easily flip back and forth and see so much. But I don't know how they're going to keep up. I know they're spacing out the games every 15 minutes. They, I guess, try to figure out how the heck they can do it, but teams will go to intermission one by one, and then you can kind of squeeze in some more games there. But it's literally just going to be a highlight show. They're just going to show you this team scored. Let's go back and show you because you missed it live because we can't. And I mean, the chances of us actually showing a live goal, but I mean, maybe it will be able to expose some of these other big time players to national television. Maybe I don't know.
With that, I heard that they're going to try to focus. For close games, they might try to focus on last minute of a period when it gets a little more frenzied, especially obviously the third period.
Power plays, I get it.
Power plays, same thing. Yeah, I don't like
power
it
plays could be power plays aren't as exciting as not saying that the NFL when they're in the red zone is automatically exciting, but a power play can be completely miserable. Completely, and I think more often than not, they're awful. And there's zone time for 10 seconds out of 2 minutes. You get that so frequently. So when are you going to flip back and forth with that when it's so noticeable that a power play is horrible? So I don't know. If the game is close, the goalie's pulled. That's a great time to flip to that game. But what if you have 3-4 games? You have 16 games on. If 3-4 games, 5 games have their goalie pulled with X amount of minutes left. Who the heck are you showing?
So real quick to kind of counter that, they do Golazo shows for Champions League and Europa League for Euro soccer, and it works really, really well. Those are all games going at the same time all throughout Europe, and they flash back and forth through the goals. There's a lot more goals in the group stages because you've got teams like Liverpool playing Sheriff, who I can't remember where they're from, but they're from like a no-name country that I can remember. So you do have some games with a ton of goals, and some games have no goals, but they show chances as well. They show saves. Yeah. They show missed corners. So it's not just goals that they can show. They can show massive saves. They can show good
it's going to end up being highlights. That's my only argument. It's going to be like just a long highlight reel, and you're going to see. If the focus was to see a bunch of games live, I don't think it's going to work. If the focus is to showcase hockey and show a whole mess of highlights, no matter what it may be, and maybe catch something live here and there, cool, I guess. We'll see how it works. It hasn't been shown yet. I am skeptical of how it's going to be commentated. Very skeptical about how it's going to be commentated because we know that they don't have the most gifted. First of all, they don't have the most gifted play-by-play guys or analysts. The intermission guys, yes, but they're not going to be involved with that unless they cut to something at some point. I don't know how it's going to work, but who's running it? Butchergross, right?
Butch, yeah.
I don't know.
Who's with him, I guess. We'll see. It can't be just him. It's got to be him and somebody else, I hope. But the intermission guys usually friggin' it's usually Chelios, Messier, and what's the guy? The guy from ESPN. Oh my God! Please. That'll be so terrible.
Get Espo. Get Espo.
Yeah, get Espo. Yeah.
Espo.
All right. So I wanted to quickly get it to a couple other things before we 8:35. All right. Kel McCarr is on the cover of NHL 24. And I just want to get you guys' opinions on if you would want your players to be a part of the NHL cover series if you knew that this stat. 2 of 27 teams with their cover athlete, so with their their best player being on the cover, have only advanced past the first round twice. Only 2 teams have advanced past the first round with their primary
the year
athlete
of
on the cover.
They're on the cover?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So would you want your guy being on there, knowing those stats?
It's kind of like a Madden curse, but
yeah, the Madden curse, yeah.
Hockey version.
I know how superstitious hockey players are in general. I'm sure that's going to be something they'd want to try to avoid. But
Exactly.
and even some hockey fans too. You sit in the same spot, have your controllers facing the same way, have the volume at a certain level.
Yeah. God forbid they're goalies. They're even weirder.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can see overall people not wanting it because fans don't want it. Players probably don't want it, but I guess you don't have a choice. They pick who they pick.
Yep.
Another thing I wanted to go over quickly.
They should put Gary Bettman on one of the covers one of the years.
Yes. Yes.
Every year.
Somehow he gets fired and we can have a new
yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be
absolutely fantastic. New
put the curse on him.
I like it. Good one, Shroom. I like that a lot. We'll have to definitely go about that.
Let's petition for it for next year, NHL 25.
I absolutely agree.
Put David Ayers on the cover.
For that, yeah.
E-Bug Extraordinaire should have been the cover.
Yeah. Patrick Kane obviously had been a name that everyone's talking about. Where's he going to end up? Talks of Buffalo, Detroit.
That's where I hope he goes.
Brinkett, a couple other things. One name that Elliot Friedman brought on his podcast today that he heard from a source, and Jeff Merrick had also heard it, the Dallas Stars, which is a very interesting team. I know that, possibly the travel would be the only thing that sucks with Dallas because Dallas is, pretty much in the middle of nowhere and they have to go all the other places. Steve's getting nailed by a cat over here.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, I did. It was good. What do you guys think? Kane to Stars? I feel like that's a good match. It's scary, actually, how good it is.
It's a great match. Kane's definitely a West. a West kind of player, right? Obviously, he's played almost his entire career in the West. And Dallas is loaded, and I think he can find a spot there similar to what you wanted him to be with the Rangers, right? Where he doesn't have to be the guy, but a complimentary guy. And I mean, they got a plethora of talent over there that he can play with.
Loaded.
So
Jason Robertson's a beast. Yeah.
I mean, he won't be on that line, but because that line is lights out, and you're not changing a single thing on that. But second line, that'd be good. Great fit, I think.
Yeah, as long as he recovers well, then he can get back at it.
I think they're stout enough defensively that they don't have to worry about his lack of
lack of control or disconnect ability.
Yeah. He's very, very good at that. Extremely
good at that.
He's had some of the best.
He has the control disconnect, and he just keeps gliding.
His hands really are just limp by his sides. He's just gliding.
He's like nice. He's like
that's the way I felt after a couple shifts last week.
I like it.
Oh man!
All right, I feel like we'll just do a couple trivia questions because I have some pretty good ones, and then I feel like pissing off people, so I'll go ahead and do that.
Here we go, Ranger fan.
All right, let's do it.
No, it's nothing about the Rangers. I did my own top 10 lists, and I want to see how you guys feel.
Okay,
I already hate it, but go ahead.
Yeah, me too. Continue.
One quick thing: did you know that the original contract Ilya Kovalchuk signed after this season with the Devils, which the NHL nullified, would still have 4 seasons left on it? He'd still have 4 seasons left on his original 17-year, $102 million deal. That's impressive. That's funny.
That is pretty crazy.
That's up there with Bobby Bonilla, Rick DiPietro, like
Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla was great. I love Bobby.
He's got his own, pretty much his own holiday. I just saw it today. Like some who's the basketball player just signed a 3-year deal that was like almost $200 million. Did you see that?
Giannis or something? Yeah, I'm not familiar with.
Was
it him?
No, he got Giannis.
Giannis
got 186, and Antetokounmpo they got 186.
It was a 3-year deal.
Yeah, 3 years, 186 million. Craziness.
Wild.
All right, here's a hypothetical question: would you rather be given $1 million straight up, or be given $20 million, but only if you're able to score a penalty shot on an NHL goalie, you get 10 attempts?
Oh shit!
I'll take $1 million. $1 million.
$1 million.
No confidence.
I think I would take.
No confidence there?
I would take the guaranteed money.
10 shootout attempts.
I'm with you.
I would say
actually, you know what?
No.
It depends on the goalie. It depends on the goalie because I think there are some goalies out there that would let you score.
I think Marc-Andre Fleury would let me score. He's like a cool enough guy.
Yeah.
That he would like.
On the 10th shot.
You're right.
If you don't score on the 10th shot, they're letting you score unless you they're making minimal effort unless you completely screw it up and just hit them.
Now, does the goalie who you score on, does he lose $20 million?
No. It's just you.
I'll cut a deal with the goalie.
That would give us.
That's true.
That would give them incentive to really play us.
So you get $20 million if you score an NHL goalie. I'd cut a deal. Be like, listen, I'll chuck you $4 million if you just let me put it right by you. Just let me slide it in.
I'll give you $15 million. I'll take 5. I don't give a shit. 500% more than $1 million.
I'll take the one. I'll take the one. You can have the 19.
I'll take that. I would absolutely take the easy $1 million and stay home and not have to go anywhere.
I do know this, Billy Dean. If you were to be in this and score that goal, that celebration would be unreal. And we've seen your
and
celebration.
We've seen some pretty
obviously there's no deeks. There's no deeks too. It would be the hardest shot I've ever shot in my life. Right over glove hand. That's 10 straight.
Then you better hope it's Matt Murray.
Over glove
you better
side.
Hope it's Matt Murray. Matt Murray is your man then.
Matt Murray.
Matt Murray is your man.
None of us are scoring on an NHL goalie. Not even close.
That's
probably not.
That's why
unless they allow us. Unless they allow us to.
Allow us. Like a little kid where they just let it like dribble between their legs. That's the only way. There's no way we're scoring on an NHL goalie.
Yeah, I don't think we would. I think we have zero chance of that one.
So we each take our $1 million, and we got $4 million.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And we
All right.
start our brewery.
There you go.
I want you guys to. I'm going to go by decade, and I want you to give me who do you think scored the most points in that decade. So 1950s. I think it's a pretty easy
Oh,
answer.
for God's sakes.
Come on, it's not that
What's
hard.
the
1950s.
What's the question again?
Who scored
I
the
zoned out.
most points
Scored the
in
most
that decade?
in the 50s.
Yep, most in the 50s.
Gordie Howe.
It's a pretty easy answer.
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
Thank
Gordie
you.
Howe? Okay. You're welcome.
1960s, a little harder. Played in the same division as Gordie Howe. Was a Chicago Blackhawk.
Bobby Hull?
Stan Mikita.
Stan
I was
Mikita.
gonna say
Yeah.
Stan Mikita. Damn.
1970s,
Yeah.
Schwimm's
I'm watching
favorite
Wayne World.
announcer.
Espo.
Espo. 1970s, 1100. 1980s.
I only like the best. Okay,
Gretzky.
guys. I thought you knew that
Gretzky.
about me.
Definitely Gretzky.
1980s, Gretzky, 1,864. The next closest was Phil Esposito at 1,100. So he had 700 more points in that decade. 1990s.
Is it Mario or Yager?
Oh, man.
Nope. And nope.
Is it neither? Wow.
Neither.
90s.
In the 90s.
90s.
It's-
Perennial score of the 90s.
Kind of a trick question.
I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm going to be wrong, but I'm just going to say
Nope,
Paul Coffey.
you are wrong. No, you're wrong.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Wayne Gretzky again.
Okay.
80s and 90s, he led the league in scoring.
Wow.
2000s. Who led the league in scoring in 2000s? So 2000 to
0 to
2009.
10 or 9.
2000s.
Hmm.
Is it Crosby?
Is it Joe Thornton?
No.
It's
It's
Joe
Crosby.
Thornton.
Zach?
Good guess, Steven.
Joe
Wow,
Thornton.
there's Thornton.
Joe
Wow.
Thornton. Good guess, bud. 2010s.
2010s. That's got to be Sid.
That's got to be Crosby. That's
No,
got to be Crosby.
Not
Yeah.
Crosby.
No?
Nope.
Not Sid.
No.
2010s.
Wow.
Man, 2010s. Not Sid.
Not Ovi?
Nope. We already
Not
talked
Sid,
about him
not
today.
Ovi.
Is it Patrick Kane?
Patrick Kane, 802. And 2020s, I think a pretty fairly easy
So far,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mac
So
Muffin.
far, McDavid.
Connor McMuffin. So pretty good trivia.
Mitch
little
Connor.
couple questions for you guys. I like that. All right, my top 10 list to really piss off everybody because that's just the way I roll.
Oh, here we go.
Love doing it. Here we
All right.
go.
We're gonna do.
Want
Want to go goaltender out or center back?
Goaltender out.
Whatever you
Start
wanna
with a
do.
good position.
Yeah.
Goaltender out. Number one. Everybody's
Shorts guy?
Starting
favorite
at one?
goaltender.
Starting at 1.
Short
All
guy.
right, I'll go 10. 10. Sergei Bobrovsky, because goaltending sucks in the NFL.
Is this just
NHL.
like your favorite?
This is
goalies
no,
of
this is
right
my
now, or-
list. This is my list of goaltenders that I'm giving a top 10 to.
Of like all time or just like right now?
No,
Right
no, no,
now.
no, no. This right now. I'm ranking
Active.
current goaltenders.
Okay.
God
Current.
damn
Oh,
it,
I
Kevin.
didn't hear the word current.
Goddamn
You did not
freaking
say the
good.
word current.
I just said the top 10 list of current players. Didn't I say that in the beginning?
Okay,
You didn't say current.
Okay, Bob.
God.
Bob.
Bob is 10. 9.
Okay. Shorts guy.
Jeremy Swayman.
Swayman at 9. All right.
At 9, okay. Interesting.
I want to
This
see
is
the
meant
rest
to
of
be
this list first.
Yeah, let's hear this
okay.
list.
Let's
Eight.
do the rest of the list first.
8. Thatcher Demko. My boy.
You're hoping like hell. You're hoping
Not
like
enough.
hell.
7. Linus Olmark, because he won the Vezina last year. I had to get him in here somewhere.
Swayman and Allmark. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Boston has 2 really good goaltenders. I
Hey,
can't.
stop it.
Even I could have won the Vezina on that Boston
6. Jake Ottinger. 6.
team. I would have him higher than 6.
Oh,
Let's
well,
see
not
where
when I
this
go
is
for the
going.
top 5. 5, UC
Yeah.
Soros.
Okay.
4, Connor Hellebuck. 3, Ilya Sorokin.
Okay.
2,
I know who's coming number 1.
Schwimm's
We all know who
favorite,
number 1 is.
Igor
Yeah,
Shesterkin.
we all know. Yeah.
And number 1,
Oh, look at that.
goalie that's out, Andrei Vasilevsky.
Yeah, you only did that so that we wouldn't call you a homer.
No. I really have the list written down. I was thinking. So, I've been teetering between 2 and 3 because Shesterkin and Sorokin are very interchangeable.
They're interchangeable. Yeah, absolutely, they are. They are.
Yeah,
I just
but
wish
that's where the
Sorokin
homerism
was an
came in.
Islander.
But all right, so what goalie would you put in for those bottom 4? Olmark, Demko, Swayman, Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky would slide out, but who would you put in there? Gustafsson?
I
Freddie Anderson?
want to say
I
I
like
want
him
to
a
put
lot,
Markstrom there.
Markstrom?
Yeah, Mark.
I want to
Markstrom
put him
didn't
somewhere
really
in there.
show it last
Yeah,
year, though.
he had a bad year last
He's
year.
and he's
Yeah,
still
bad
and he's
year.
not doing
He had a real bad
he's
year.
not doing great again. He's not doing great
Yeah.
again.
Like 4 or
this
5
season.
games in, so
But,
it's
like,
still time.
I don't know. I want to. I don't
Yeah.
I just don't think Swayman's played enough. And I understand they
Yeah.
won the Jennings and he had a great season
I would-
last year and he had a
I would
great
put
season the
Ullmark
season
lower.
before.
Olmark
Lower
lower
than
right now. He's
Swayman?
got 3 games played with
Yeah.
1 goal against, and he just won the North.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
he
he's
just
just
won the
like
Vezina.
he just won the Vezina, so he's like brand new. We're trying to get all the other guys are established winning, goaltenders. Ullmark is just
Swayman.
Ullmark's
pretty
got a
much
good-
just come onto the scene.
Ullmark's
I'm
got
not
to
saying
do
he's
2
bad.
seasons in a row.
I think
So,
I think I'm
seasons in a row.
who was 10? Who do you have at 10?
Bob.
Bobrovsky?
It's Swayman. Oh,
right?
Bob.
And Swayman was 9.
Swayman 9.
Yeah,
You know,
Swayman was
I
9.
think I put Bob 9, Markstrom 10, Swayman 11. I think that'd probably
Ooh,
be
all
the
right.
only thing I'd switch
a good
in
one.
your entire
Okay.
lineup there.
All right, I did it by right and left defense. Do you want to do, or do you want me to just give you my top 10 defense
just
overall?
D.
Just do the
top
defense.
10 D.
Yeah.
Top 10 D, yeah.
Number 1, Kel McCarr.
Oh, you're going
Actually,
one
I'll get-
again?
I've got 10. Shit,
You just spoiled it.
I did. It's okay.
No one-
Nobody
saw that one
would
coming.
be, would be that guy. Number 10, Quinn Hughes.
Okay.
Okay.
Number
He's
9,
eventually going to be way higher, I think. Eventually.
Alex
And
Pietrangelo.
eventually Devil.
Pietrangelo. Okay.
Number 8, Rasmus Dahlin.
Another one who's going to go way up.
Yeah.
Number 7, Steven's new guy, Erik Karlsson. 6, Charlie McAvoy. 5, Miro Heiskanen. 4, Victor Hedman. 3, Adam Fox. 2,
Of course.
Roman Josi. 1, Kel McCarr. You can't say of course. He won a Norris and was second in voting last year.
I'm just going to
He's,
say that for
he's,
everyone.
he's a top 3 defenseman in the NFL.
It's second
NFL.
time you almost said NFL.
I think I'd swap. I think I put McAvoy below Carlson.
Okay, I could. Yeah, all right.
I think I would
like
too. I agree with
McAvoy,
that.
but I also think McAvoy is a little overrated.
Overrated. Yeah, I agree.
I like Quinn
but I'm not
Hughes
saying
more
he's
than
bad. I
Pietrangelo
think
too.
he's-
Quinn Hughes more than Pietrangelo. Okay.
Yes.
Mm.
Just from a
guys that just
skating and scoring standpoint, he is friggin' tops.
missed it because I did left and right. I have in there. This is in no order. This is just because it was different ranks. Dougie Hamilton, Jacob Slavin, Devon Taves, Mort Sider, Shea Theodore, Aaron Ekblad, Chris Letang, Mikhail Sergachev, Josh Morrissey, and Drew Doughty. Still, I hate that guy, but he's still technically top 10 right now.
Yeah,
I hate that guy.
I really like Shea Theodore.
Yeah,
I know he
do
doesn't
too.
play. I'm gonna look at what his comparative minutes are compared to Pietrangelo here. So he actually
And
plays
with
more
any of
minutes
those guys,
than Pietrangelo.
he
I
did.
think I put.
Okay.
I think at this stage, I'm not, and I'm not
Theodore
going
over Pietrangelo?
to discredit Pietrangelo because he is. I think Pietrangelo is also elite, but I think I want to put. I think I want to put Theodore there.
Okay, I don't mind that. Anyone else got it? Obviously, Shorts guy would put Dougie in the top 3 because goddamn homer.
I'm not an idiot. I'm an idiot, but not an idiot. I wouldn't put him top 3.
Now, what would you put?
He's
Would you
doing
put
well
Dougie in the
right
top
now.
10?
I'd say he's right near 11, 10.
And that's where I kind of had him. I had him at
yeah.
number
No,
6
I don't
on my
disagree.
right-handed defense ranking. Yeah,
Chikrin having
Yeah,
a good
no, I
start to
don't-
the season too. Something to keep an
Chikrin's
eye
doing
on.
well.
He's well.
Yeah, he was someone I was looking at. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I have it separated left wing and right wing, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I could do it in just winger overall, but it's gonna be a little harder. So when right wing top 10, Jonathan
Just
Marchessault.
blast through it.
9, Pavelski. 8, Fiala. 7, Nylander. 6, Stone. 5, Marner. 4, Kuch. 3, Rantanen. 2, Pasternak. 1, Matthew Tkachuk. That's right-handed right wingers.
Okay.
Left wingers. Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah, but Kuch is
Gaudreau.
you said
And
right-handed or just right wingers?
Right,
you
right,
just mean
right
right
winger.
wingers. Just mean right wingers.
Sorry,
Okay.
right wingers was what I gave, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
they said right-handed.
Right
My
wingers.
bad.
All right, left wingers.
No, he said right-handed. Anyway, continue.
Okay, well that's
All right,
incorrect. But go
left
ahead.
wingers.
Yep.
Gaudreau, Svechnikov, Brady Tkachuk, Kyle Connor, Steven Stamkos, Alex Ovechkin, Panarin, Marchand, Kaprizov, and Jason Robertson, number 1.
Is Stamkos a true? Like, are we calling him a true left wing? As I'd just consider him a center.
They've had him. That's what they've had him for a while now because he's on points wing.
Yeah, points been.
Though he's,
I mean,
I
it's
looked
so
it up.
interchangeable, but yeah.
But he did
It's mostly
more
point,
minutes at left winger that last season. I think it was like, 4/5 was at left wing versus center.
Who are your top 3? Say that again.
Robertson 1, Kaprizov 2, Brad Marchand 3.
So you're having Draisaitl as a center.
Yeah, Draisaitl is the center. Yeah.
Yeah.
And number 4 was Panarin.
Okay.
Anyone you would?
Panarin
Any
is just-
wingers
I
that
don't
you got
have-
left out?
I might shuffle some stuff around, but I think that's pretty. I think who you're selecting, I don't have
no,
much debate over that.
Yeah.
Obviously, guys having good seasons to Brinkett, he's not in there. Jesper Bratt,
Yeah,
he's not in there. But
they need a
have
little
really
more
good
than
starts.
they need a little more than 5
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
before
4
we can,
games. Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
guys that honestly did miss it, Forsberg was right around there. I know he was hurt last year. Gensel, I know I don't have Gensel on there, but he's right at the edge. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, Gensel probably beats out Johnny Hockey, but he's 11. I think was on my list.
Yeah, especially since Johnny Hockey had that one
Yeah,
massive
bad year.
season and kind of underwhelming most of the rest.
Yeah. No, I agree. Friend of the podcast, Brock Besser, was number 11 on right wingers. He was just missed that cut. So thank you, bud.
He heard about your list and he's like, you know what, Dean? I'm gonna fucking pump forward
no longer a
opening
friend.
night. Right in your face.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
Now he's not a friend of the show anymore.
Centers, everybody's favorite, Dylan Larkin just missed the cut. A couple other players just missing the cut. But number 10, Stanley Cup champion, Jack Eichel. Number 9, Alexander Barkov. Number 8, Braden Point. Number 7, Elias Pettersson. Number 6, and this pains me, Steven, Sidney Crosby. Number 5, Jack Hughes. It was between the two of them.
Baby.
I was
baby.
teetering between the two.
Let's go.
Number 4, Austin Matthews. Number 3, Leon Draisaitl. Number 2, Nathan McKinnon. And number 1, Rupe Hintz.
Connor McMuffin.
Rupe Hintz did miss it as well. It was so hard between Hughes and Crosby.
I am grateful that because every single stupid analyst, even before the season started, had Connor Bedard in that top 10.
Oh no, God, no.
Especially,
no sense.
especially at center, because center is so deep in this league. It's just like, I don't know.
I'm just looking. So I named the 10, but I would have Tage Thompson ahead of him. I'd have Rupe Hintz ahead of him. I'd have Tavares, I think, is ahead of him right now because he's a better center.
I probably would
I'd
too.
have a ton of centers ahead of him.
Stützle, Aho, Larkin, Hischier, Malkin.
If we're talking about potential, okay, yeah, you could be up there, but
hype and potential. He leads the league right
he's
now.
top 5. Yeah, he's top 5.
You know, like anything else, I'm not putting him in the friggin' top 25.
No. I mean, you could tell me if I'm crazy now, but I'm putting Matty Beniers ahead of him. I'm putting Neckass ahead of him. I'm putting Scheifele ahead of him.
I mean, we have how many games? 5 games of his? 6 games. He has 4 points. 4 points in 6 games. He's -4. 2 goals, 2 assists. He's averaging a ton of time, but I mean, it's the smallest sampling size. And if you want to just judge him based on that tiny little sample size of NHL experience, yeah, you're going to throw him at the bottom, right? 4 points in 6 games. I don't know where that ranks as far as centers go in the league, but I'm sure it's pretty low. But yeah, I mean, he looks like he obviously the potential, the hype is there, and he looks like he's going to, be a big deal at some point. But
4 points
just
ties him
can't
for
now.
32.
Yeah,
32 out of 32 teams.
He's getting all this love because of the hype and the potential.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it goes back to the whole marketing thing. So it just is something to have people watch.
Yeah, it really does suck that he's more bandied about than Connor McDavid is, and McDavid is light years better than Connor Bedard.
It's all the market. It is all the market,
really,
and it's all it's ever going to be.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the NHL's smart, they send McDavid to the Rangers, and they just end it that way. That's all the time that we have for today.
That's not happening. That is not happening.
We have to end on a high note, everybody.
Blah. Dean's
I know
music
there are no scientists.
Very quickly.
There are no scientists.
Music start playing. Why?
Take us home. Take us home, Schwim.
Take us home, Schwim.
I think you might lock after Dean said that. You might like what I have to say.
My beer's a 4 as well. 4 for mine.
Yeah, 4.25. I love this.
My liquid death is a 4.5. All right, so today is National TV Talk Show Host Day and National Slap Your Annoying Coworker Day. I want to combine the two and make it National Slap Your Show Host Day. So anytime on October 23rd, from now on, we get to slap Dean in the face.
Oh, darn it!
Boy, right, yeah, that's